In 2016, the Wembley Arena in London erupted with cheers. The lights dimmed, music blared. "This girl is on fire," and a woman walked confidently onto the stage in a glamorous red dress dripping with jewels. But she wasn't a pop star. She wasn't even a tech CEO in the traditional sense. She was Dr. Ruja Ignatova, Oxford graduate, former McKinsey consultant, and founder of OneCoin. Dubbed the Bitcoin killer, OneCoin promised to revolutionize money itself. Investors flocked from every corner of the globe, and within 3 years, over 3 million people had bought in. Ruja had become a global sensation. But then, in October 2017, at the peak of her fame, she vanished. Completely. No warning. No goodbye. Just gone. This is the story of a woman who convinced millions she had built the future of finance, and then disappeared with billions. Dr. Ruja Ignatova was everything you'd want in a financial visionary. Eloquent, poised, intelligent, and decorated with academic and corporate credentials. She earned a PhD in law, studied at Oxford, and worked at elite firms. Her speeches were electric. She captivated audiences by attacking the traditional banking system, calling it corrupt and outdated. She pitched OneCoin as not just a cryptocurrency, but a movement, a chance to rewrite history and give financial power back to the people. At her events, she didn't just sell a coin, she sold a dream. OneCoin wasn't just an investment, it was a revolution. Investors became part of a family called One Life, complete with hand symbols, exclusive WhatsApp groups, and insider messaging. They were told to ignore the haters and believe in the mission, and it worked. From Europe to Africa, Asia to the Americas, OneCoin spread like wildfire. Here's the problem. OneCoin wasn't a real cryptocurrency. Unlike Bitcoin or Ethereum, OneCoin had no blockchain, no decentralized ledger to verify transactions. In fact, there was no mining, no open exchange, and no real market value. It operated as a multi-level marketing scheme. People paid thousands for educational packages that came with tokens, which they were told could be converted into OneCoins. The catch? The coins were only available on OneCoin's internal platform, which was perpetually under construction. Packages ranged from $100 to $100,000, and the so-called educational material was mostly plagiarized. Investors were told the value of their OneCoins would skyrocket. But in truth, there was no market demand, no transparency, and no legitimate infrastructure behind the scenes. It was, in essence, a glorified Ponzi scheme wrapped in crypto jargon. By 2017, cracks began to show. In April, Indian authorities arrested 18 people at a OneCoin event in Mumbai. Just before the raid, $11 million was mysteriously transferred out of accounts. Around the same time, journalists and skeptics started digging deeper and found red flags everywhere. And then, in October, Dr. Ruja was scheduled to speak at a OneCoin seminar in Lisbon. She never showed up. Her team couldn't reach her. Phones were off. Emails unanswered. She'd vanished. Some believed she was kidnapped. Others suspected she had been tipped off by someone close to her, perhaps about looming investigations. Whatever the reason, she was gone, and the illusion started to collapse. In March 2019, Ruja's brother, Konstantin Ignatov, was arrested at Los Angeles International Airport. He was her former bodyguard and had taken over OneCoin after her disappearance. Charged with fraud and money laundering, Konstantin admitted in court that OneCoin was a scam and that his sister had planned her escape meticulously. According to his testimony, Ruja had been living in Bulgaria before fleeing to Greece. She feared someone would betray her to the FBI. She booked tickets to Vienna, then Athens, and after that, the trail went cold. Some believe she altered her appearance with plastic surgery. Others think she's living in Dubai or Russia. As of today, no one knows for sure. Her company, however, bizarrely continued. At one point, OneCoin hosted a beauty pageant called Miss One Life. Contestants won plastic surgery vouchers or their equivalent in OneCoin. The event claimed to be sponsored by Vogue. It wasn't. It was all smoke and mirrors. Even years after her disappearance, investigators believe OneCoin was still generating up to $1 million a week from new recruits. Dr. Ruja's brilliance wasn't just in building a scam, it was in crafting a believable persona. She appeared on the cover of Forbes magazine, or so it seemed. In reality, it was a paid advertisement placed inside Forbes Bulgaria. But that didn't matter. Most people just saw the image and assumed it was legit. She weaponized perception. Her education, her speeches, her designer outfits, all of it built the illusion of authority and trust. And in a digital age overwhelmed by information, that was enough. People didn't have time to fact-check, and even when doubts emerged, loyal followers dismissed them as fake news or jealous haters. It was a textbook case of confirmation bias. The more people invested, the more they wanted to believe. Dr. Ruja allegedly walked away with over $400 million, a staggering fortune for one individual. But the damage she left behind was far greater. Some estimates suggest that investors across the globe lost between $4 billion and $15 billion. That's not just numbers on a screen. It's homes, life savings, retirement funds, and dreams, all vanished into thin air. She became a ghost, an urban legend of modern finance, whispered about in crypto circles, studied in fraud investigations, and chased by authorities on multiple continents. In a world obsessed with appearances and fast success, Dr. Ruja came to represent something darker. How charisma can override logic, how trust can be manufactured, and how an illusion can become more powerful than truth itself. In some twisted way, she's become a symbol of the digital age, where image often outweighs substance and where technology can be used not just to empower people, but to manipulate and deceive them. The OneCoin saga isn't just a tale of fraud, it's a warning, a stark reminder that hype, charm, and credentials don't guarantee integrity, that even the most convincing front can hide a lie, and that in a world moving at the speed of tweets and sound bites, critical thinking is more important than ever. So, before you invest in anything, whether it's a coin, a company, or a cause, do your homework. Ask hard questions. Don't be afraid to doubt. Because sometimes, the smartest person in the room isn't the loudest, or the most confident, or the best dressed. It's the one who keeps asking questions and refuses to blindly believe the answers.